coming. Hang on. Hang on, folks. Let me switch view here. Damn it, I forgot some socks. Hang on, I forgot some socks.
Combat the skyrocketing cost of car repairs, you need every advantage you can get. Your out-of-warranty vehicle could cost you thousands when it breaks down, unless you get the Car Shield Advantage. That's the power to protect yourself from expensive repair bills. Just call Car Shield before your car breaks down. Your out-of-warranty car needs protection through Car Shield, because with so many moving parts, a breakdown is going to happen.
Click or call now to save on expensive auto repairs before your car breaks down.
Welcome to Casey's Country, where we start each day with pizza. People wave to their neighbors and eat pizza for breakfast. It is here. Kids start their day like they always wanted, with breakfast pizza, where people mow their lawns and have, is that breakfast soda?
This is my breakfast!
So wake up in Casey's Country, where pizza is breakfast. Make pizza and soda your breakfast for just $4.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. A knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a pond. Get it? Well, they really like that
official partner of Major League Baseball. Baltimore Orioles. It all starts right now.
The land by the lake here in Ohio. We are in Cleveland for game 2 of a 4-game series. And game 1, 54 of 162 this season. That means, including tonight, the Orioles have just 9 regular season games remaining. The magic number remains at 7 to clinch the American League East, and they will hope to take one giant step toward the division tonight from Progressive Field, the home of the Cleveland Guardians. Good evening from Ohio. Kevin Brown, the Hall of Famer Jim Palmer, with us momentarily. The Orioles come in off a 5-2 loss yesterday. They have dropped 2 in a row. The Rays won yesterday in walk-off fashion, so that magic number is still at 7. Combination of 7 Orioles wins plus Rays losses to clinch the American League East title. The Orioles could use a long start from Dean Kramer today. We've said some version of that for several games now, because this Orioles bullpen down the stretch has been taxed. The Orioles playing their 15th consecutive day with a game, 15th out of 17 consecutive days without an off game, and you can see the damage done to the bullpen. 6 relievers used in the wins over Tampa Bay and Houston, 5 in the middle game against the Astros. The Orioles won that one as well. 9 more relievers the last 2 nights. The O's get a relatively fresh arm today with Tyler Wells called up and Mike Baumann optioned. So, Jim, this Orioles bullpen has been so good all year. They've been asked to do a lot, particularly with the injury to Felix Bautista last month. But it is a taxing time right now without an off day on the schedule.
Well, it really is. And, Brandon Hyde certainly knows about it. I mean, that's why I think he was very pleased that Tyler Wells, I saw Tyler, who most people were calling Trevor now. I said, if I was 6'8", I would have shown up a month ago, just walked through the front door and said, I'm here. And what are you going to do about it? So anyway, he's healthy. He feels good. So hopefully he'll be able to help this bullpen. I mean, he was one of the reasons that the Royals played so well, the first, 2-3 months of the season as a starter. But again, we all know after his rookie year, he can, he could close, which he did that year, or he could pitch in any situation they need. At the end of the day, I said, I'm going to lean on Dean Kramer. And, the last couple of starts, maybe 5 innings or whatever, they'd love to have him get into the 7th inning and then kind of piece your way through a very pesky lineup. The Indians, they're not a great offensive club, but against the Orioles, they step up. They've won 3 of the 4 games this year. The last one in Baltimore, 12 runs, 17 hits last night. They, got the early lead, and then they kind of pecked away with walks and hit batter and so on, whatever. But I think the big thing is they make you throw strikes. They fouled off 37 pitches from Christian Rodriguez. So let's hope they swing through some pitches, because we know Dean Kramer is the master for 4 or 5 different assortments.
And Dean's had a terrific second half. You said they are going to lean on Dean Kramer today. The last 3 starts have been a little bit shorter for him, but he was very effective last time out. Kramer got the start against the Rays on Sunday. The game the Orioles won to take a 2-game lead in the division. Probably goes a little bit longer if it wasn't such a must-win game. It was very good when he was in.
Yeah, the dilemma for, not only Chris Hall, here at home, the pitching coach is Brandon Hyde, is you have a lot of young pitchers, whether it's Kramer, whether it was Wells early, whether it was Bradish, that, okay, they don't pitch as many innings, so let's concise the pitch count. Now, as Brandon would say, and he does a pretty good job, it's about 15 pitches per inning. Again, I mean, if you throw at 16, 17, you have a little bit of trouble. You're going to get into the 90, 95. You're trying to protect the arm in case you're either the division winner or the wild card. So, again, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword where you're trying to protect them, but you also need to win games, which is why when they struggle in the 5th, 6th innings, they're gone, the bullpen comes in, and it's really taking its toll.
Some of the battery made for Dean Kramer and those relievers for a bit, because I think sometimes we take Adley Rutschman for granted. He's been here for 2 years. It feels like he's been here for a dozen years at this point. This kind of offensive production is not normal for major league catchers. Maybe it's not the breakout home run year that some folks might have expected, but Adley Rutschman, best catcher in baseball in terms of on-base percentage, hits, walks, RBIs, times on base, and 29 doubles. This road trip, we are really starting to see Adley Rutschman deliver extra base hit after extra base hit.
Yeah, that's what he did last year with, 35 doubles. So again, the ability, to hit the ball everywhere. He was, gets gas in the leg and beats it out, great speed, great on-base percentage. So he doubles down the line, and later on in the game, he'll drive on the left field. Here we go. And, I'm going to send out of here, high wall here. So Kevin, I played on a lot of good clubs, and the Orioles have struggled in this rebuild. But what happens is you say to yourself, okay, the Orioles are going to get better when your players are better than the other team you play. Behind the plate there. He's been that good, and you've already seen adjustments last year. He struggled against left-handed pitching. He's hit 294. So he's really made a difference offensively. And it's a great combination. If he doesn't catch, you've been able to rest him. You got James McCann, who's done a really good job. So offensively, Adley Rutschman is good or better than any catcher in baseball, and that's why the Orioles are playing as well as they are.
I'll be back second today. Shane Bieber, the former Cy Young winner for Cleveland. Dean Kramer for the O's, looking to snap a losing streak.
Drive the Nissan Road. Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Road Platinum, or get a low $369 per month lease on road.
To combat the skyrocketing cost of car repairs, you need every advantage you can get. Your out-of-warranty vehicle could cost you thousands when it breaks down, unless you get the Car Shield Advantage. That's the power to protect yourself from expensive repair bills. Just call Car Shield before your car breaks down. Your out-of-warranty car needs protection through Car Shield, because with so many moving parts, a breakdown is going to happen.
Click or call now to save on expensive auto repairs before your car breaks down.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of the joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a pond. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch.
Received hopefully some good news before the game today. At least to our eyes, it looked positive. Felix Bautista a couple days ago in Houston. There's Bautista again with trigger righty goal watching all over Bruce Holt. Manager Brandon Hyde, among others, said that Bautista felt good after the bullpen. Brandon Hyde still being very cautious, saying he's not expecting anything from Bautista necessarily this year, but he does continue to ramp up, and it appears to continue to ramp up in terms of effort, running a full complement of pitches out in the bullpen. You just never know. Maybe, just maybe, there is a bright future ahead in the next couple of weeks for Felix Bautista. Orioles, the sixth highest scoring team in the major leagues this year at 5.1 runs per game. And here's how they line up for game 2 in Cleveland. They line up behind Gunnar Henderson, and they line up with Ryan O'Hearn in a 6-game hit streak in the cleanup spot. O'Hearn is having a very good year, and he's had a lot of success historically against the man who will oppose him for Cleveland. That's the 2020 Cy Young winner, Shane Bieber.
Yeah, he hasn't pitched since, July 9th. He had some elbow problems. The Orioles faced him earlier in the year. We talked about how the Guardians came into Baltimore 1-2 out of 3. He pitched on a Sunday afternoon, gave up 7 runs, which is exceptional. I mean, we're talking about a Cy Young winner back in 2020, the short season. We go 8-1 with a 1.63 ERA. He's a master of making really good pitches when he's healthy. We'll see how long he can go. Take a look at our StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Again, a strike throw. And here you can see fastball, cutter, slider, the lowest batting average. Got the preferred ball, and again, he's a big guy, 28 years old, 6'3", 6'4". Occasional change up, probably won't be throwing that, but a batting average of 455.
Bieber very good historically against the Orioles, hit very hard against the Orioles in that start earlier in the season. And he will face Gunnar Henderson, Adler Rutschman, and Anthony Santander here in the first. On a blustery day in Cleveland, Ohio. First pitch taken for a called strike.
Yeah, his velocity is right around 92. Maybe when he won the Cy Young back in 2020, a mile or 2 higher.
7:10 first pitch tonight, Friday, September the 22nd, 2023. Wind blowing in, as it often does here at Progressive Field.
It probably will help the ball down the left field line. Of course, if you hit it right by the pole, it's probably going to go foul. This is that big overhand hook.
Clear 72-degree night here, and always a bit of an adventure for an outfielder, September in Cleveland. There's Terry Francona, one of the best managers of his era. It will be Terry Francona's last year as the manager of the Guardians. It's his 11th year with Cleveland, a winning season, 9 of 10 years. The Guardians will have to win out to get to 500 this year. In fact, with a loss, they will be officially eliminated from the American League Central chase, found away by Henderson 2-2.
Yeah, they got the 23rd year he was managed. Philadelphia and Boston a couple of titles. Because it's hard to deal with the losses. Even though he's probably going to end up in the Hall of Fame.
Henderson shoots one through the vacant left side. Ramirez was playing well off third. Gunnar Henderson takes advantage and starts game 2 with an opposite field single.
Well, take a look at their defense. Quan, who was up there with the leader's second best defensive runs for a left fielder. Straw, they traded. We just saw Diaz, so traded him to Houston. Brennan in right, Ramirez. Well, he's supposed to be playing third. He was playing short, and that's why the ball. And then you got Jimenez, who's again a great defender, nailer.
So the Cleveland defense with some former Gold Glovers, and it's Cleveland defense that will have some Gold Glovers probably this year. Andres Jimenez and Stephen Quan having excellent defensive years, as is Ramirez down at third. Adler Rutschman, Stephen Quan's former college teammate from Oregon State. Rutschman grabs the ball foul and a cutter 0-2. And they get to 6th in the American League on base percentage, 368, reaching base about 37% of his plate appearances. 85 walks. Those are the 5th most in the AL. 0-2 from Bieber. And Rutschman chases a high fastball for strike 3. Shane Bieber with a K for his first out.
He had the ability, because of his command, to pitch up in the zone at 92. Breaking balls down and in, and then he just got far outside corner to the chase. He usually doesn't do that.
96 strikeout strikeouts, 117 and 2/3 for Bieber, a number that is well down this year. 1 on, 1 out. And another cutter fouled away by Anthony Santander. This is a matchup that Anthony Santander won back on May the 31st. One of 2 home runs. Both of his hits historically against Bieber left the park. Aaron Hicks a home run and 3 walks, and Ryan O'Hearn said he really sees it well against Bieber. O'Hearn on deck as Anthony takes ball 1. Santander yesterday 0 for 4 did drive in a run with a ground out in the Orioles 2-run 8. We had the night off from the 8. The Orioles did not. They trailed 2-0 into the 8, tied it with 2. And they gave up 3 runs in an 8th inning that featured 3 different relievers. Henderson's on the run, and this ball is up in the gap to right center field. A hit and a run executed to perfection as Gunnar Henderson will score easily. Jogging in from third and an RBI double from Anthony Santander. And after the Orioles were shut out for 7 innings last night, they strike in 3 batters.
Yeah, a lot of times if you're going to start a run, what you're hoping for is maybe one of the infielders eventually is going to have to cover, but this is a line drive up the gap. Change up. We talked about the 444 batting average. So there you go, 102 up the gap. You can see how Henderson makes sure the ball's not caught, and then makes it 1-0 Orioles.
Ryan O'Hearn down the line fair. Josh Naylor makes the play as Santander takes third. And we introduce you to today's umpiring crew, which is anchored by Nestor Seha behind the plate. Crew chief is Brian Honora at first, long sleeves. Chris Siegel, long sleeves at second. Tom Hanahan, long sleeves at third. Only Nestor Seha breaking the elements in short sleeves behind the plates.
And he's going to be doing a lot of moving around.
Aaron Hicks. That ball bounces away from Naylor. Here comes Santander, and he slides in with the left hand. Unusual but effective. Anthony dancing in on a wild pitch, and the Orioles have 2 in the first.
Well, great anticipation. You know, we always talk about getting the read. Look up there on the top left screen, and the minute he sees the ball, no hesitation at all. He beats Bieber to home plate. And that little curveball, you want to trust your catcher. Bo Naylor doing the catching, brother of the first baseman. He's not able to keep it in front of it, and the Orioles take a 2-0 lead.
7 wild pitch of the year on court by Bieber. And the Orioles have matched their run total from last night. They've surpassed their run total from Tuesday in Houston as well.
Losing that game 2-1.
So Hicks, who was 2 for 4 yesterday, a couple of infield hits. And another one spiked by Bieber, bouncing curveball. Well, the 2 pitches he throws the least, the curveball and the changeup, have both been here in this inning. Hicks fouls away a fastball 2-2.
Yeah, the game against the Orioles in Baltimore, it's kind of an outlier. I mean, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 8, get 7 runs. The previous 5 starts, 7 or more innings, 11 strikeouts. He's Carl Willis. Victory in the pitching coach.
What does it tell you that he's missing so far down so often?
Well, he's a tall guy, and he's a controlled guy, and he only had 2 rehab starts since July.
That one is down at the knees, and Hicks closing for strike 3. A couple of strikeouts with a couple of runs and a couple of hits. Deke Kramer takes them out with a lead.
SiriusXM savings are on, and you don't want to miss out. Get your favorite ad-free music, plus sports, news, exclusive entertainment, and more for $5 a month for your first year, plus a free upgrade to our Platinum plan. There's so much for you to discover on SiriusXM. So join now and enjoy the ride. Don't miss this great offer. Fees and taxes apply. See offer details. Subscribe at SiriusXM.com/now.
No problem. Road makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Road. Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Road Platinum, or get a low 369 per month lease on road.
Travis, did you know you can get this season's COVID-19 shot when you get your flu shot?
Oh, two things at once. Two things at once! Two things at once!
I'll have two things at once.
Now back to two things at once.
Two things at once. It's not two things at once.
Travis, ask about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
What is all this?
Those are delicious new kettle-cooked.
Lead the majors in plate appearances per strikeout, but they are last in the majors in home runs, and as a result, they're 27 of 30 teams in runs. A lot of contact hitters in this lineup. The big man is Jose Ramirez, and they have the Naylor brothers, Josh and Bo, who have both been hot. To face Dean Kramer, making start number 31.
Yeah, he's really had a nice year. I mean, the Orioles have played well. Actually, pitched maybe ERA less home runs last year, but a lot of runs ahead. 2-0 lead. I always felt when my team got beat, especially on the road, a 2-0 lead, you're in pretty good shape until you give up 3. I mean, it really makes you, even though you know he wants to throw a lot of strikes. They're the Masters, 37 foul balls off of Grayson Rodriguez.
In just 5 innings.
Yeah. After he comes off a masterful 8-inning performance against the Rays.
Stephen Kwan, the toughest batter to strike out in the American League, 348 on base. And Kwan takes a curveball up and away.
Well, they play him really shallow in the outfield. I mean, they play him kind of like the way we played Maury Wills in the 66 World Series. I mean, he didn't steal 102 bases like Maury did, but he does. If he gets on it, he can steal some bases.
That curveball's nice to the right center, and Santander does very well at cutting off as shallow as he was playing. So he holds Kwan to a single, but the Guardians have the leadoff man on.
Well, take a look at the defense. Hayes, Hicks, Santander, Urias, Gold Glover, Henderson is short, Westbrook is second, O'Hearn over at first, and Henley Rushman behind the plate. So we saw Bieber get hurt on his changeup, highest batting average, and if you look at what Dean Kramer does, highest average is on the curveball. Well, just stayed back and hit the hanging curveball in the right field.
Here's Jose Ramirez. Ramirez first pitch ripping and a fastball out of play. One of baseball's best third baseman, one of the American League's best players once again, Jose Ramirez. Every year he doubles and homers and hits his way to finishing near the top of the MVP. Top 6, 5 of the last 6 years in MVP voting. Ramirez checks the swing of another curveball.
Yeah, that's the good one. I mean, that's the one he wanted to throw to Kwan and couldn't do it. Left it up a little bit. Yeah, and of course, Ramirez, he can run, he can steal bases, he's got 27 steals, he can hit home runs, he's a switch hitter. Does a lot of things that help you win ball games.
Ramirez foul tips a fastball running away, 1-2. Turned 31 years old on Sunday, Jose Ramirez. He's been with Cleveland for a long time. He'll be there a long time more, and this is a frustrating situation for Cleveland potentially. James Karinchak warming up in the 2nd inning. Shane Bieber's return from a couple of injuries, right forearm irritation, right elbow inflammation were both issues. And I've been told that our cameras cannot find Shane Bieber right now in the dugout, so he is out of sight after just 19 pitches in the first. Ramirez grounds 1-2 first. Fair ball, Burns on the bag, and he will stick it in his glove. Kwan to second on the first out.
Yeah, nice little cutter, so you get it out, they get a runner in the scoring position. Whereas at 287 as a team with runners in scoring position, we talk about contact too. One of the other reasons that they're down in runners, especially at home, they don't score about 3.75s is the runs per game is that they're only hitting 244. Now, a little different here when Josh Naylor comes to the plate, having a monster year.
All right, so Shane Bieber is back in the dugout now. James Karinchak is still on the mound and still throwing in the Cleveland bullpen, so maybe he's just getting some early work in. Sometimes we're told James Karinchak does just warm up early in the game for the heck of it, so maybe Shane Bieber is okay as Naylor grounds one out of play.
Yeah, it's not the old days when Earl Weaver used to get a guy that he didn't want coming in. But that was his way of trying to motivate you.
Well, it's James' 28th birthday today, so maybe he's just giving himself a little extra birthday bullpen.
Yeah, he just came back. I mean, he was a perfect pitcher for him last year, the year before. He just came back from being recalled in AAA.
2 strikes on Naylor, one of the RBI leaders in the league. 9th in the AL. Naylor, little cut shot on field. That falls in for a base hit. Now that right there is Cleveland Guardians baseball. 2 strike counts. Soft contact, hoping to find the green grass, and does. Quan, who had the hold, gets to third with 1 out.
Well, take a look right here. I mean, just inside out. This guy hits with even though he's got power. He's got 17 home runs, came in with 94 RBIs, which shows his low. That's a pretty good pitch, but a bad result for Dean Kramer.
So first and third, 1 out. It is, statistically speaking, a big drop-off after those 3. Cole Calhoun does have some power. And the 35-year-old takes one way up high at 96.
We remember him when he played with the Angels. Very low batting average for runners in scoring position. He'd love to be able to turn it up a player. Otherwise, let's just strike him out. They're going to get on the board. Yeah, the other thing is, first inning is usually, not always, but I mean, obviously, when you come in, different mound, different conditions, with the wind blowing, as you mentioned, Kevin, and you have to put pressure on it. So you either need a strikeout, and it's hard to do that when you get 2-0, or they're going to get back on the board.
And they're going to get back on the board. Base hit Calhoun. It gets past Santander, who slips. 1 run is in. Naylor held at third. And on the slippage, Calhoun goes to second. An RBI double and drilled a changeup into the corner, and Cleveland has a run back.
So hanging curveball for the base hit to Quan, and then right here, here's your changeup, and it just says hit me. This is not a quality pitch like Naylor did. So now all of a sudden, we're in trouble.
105 off the bat of the 12th-year big leaguer Cole Calhoun.
And it's going to bring up one of their hottest hitters in the month of September. Andres Jimenez hitting over 350.
Infield is back. Kramer missing up again with the fastball.
Jimenez with a, still remember, I mean, only faced him twice, but he had a 3-run home run last year in Camden Yards.
Jimenez chops one out of play. Wide Sandy Alomar Jr., the Guardians' first base coach. League average hit of the season, 316 on base percentage, slugging 391. Jimenez. Excellent speed and having an excellent month of September, as you mentioned. Best batting average in the AL in September. Not a ton of power, but a lot of hits. And Jimenez chases a changeup for strike 2. This is a Cleveland team that strikes out less than any other team in baseball. They are only 27th in runs scored per game. They have the 3rd lowest slugging percentage in baseball, the 4th worst on base percentage. But in contact situations like this, they really do excel. Jimenez. Fastball was very high. It still elevates it to deep right field. Naylor's going to come in and he will score. There, Calhoun to third. 2 for the O's, 2 for the Guards here in the first on a sac fly from Jimenez. said your mindset as a starting pitcher would be, well, I got 2, they got to get 3 now, and they've already gotten 2 back. Gabriel Arias, Cleveland shortstop, batting 6th. And Arias chases the next
to my point. Game's still tied. Now, it won't stay tied very long because he's going to throw hanging curveballs and hanging changeups, which is how they got on the board here. Naylor had a good pitch. The other 2 we classify as mistakes. Even that changeup right there for the sacrifice fly was not where he wanted to get the ball.
23 years old. It has been a very, very frustrating year for Arias, who has hit right-handers well. Not lefties at all. He's got a right-hander here. He's behind 1 and 2. Arias may be the worst hitter in baseball against lefties. He's hitting .084, 9 out of 107 as a right-handed batter. But for whatever reason, he does hit righties well. 817 OPS. And a fastball near line, hard into right sometime there, takes away the potential 3rd run.
That's what I was talking about. You get 2, you give up 2, but not 3, thanks to Anthony Santander. Splendid catch.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving itself, quickly and securely. Classrooms are getting more immersive. Data is powering insights and imagination. CDW partners with you to get the most from your technology. We work with you to plan it, build it at scale, and manage it, so you can do amazing things. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Mom, I got the job. Yeah, really good stuff. Come to get them.
Introducing the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax with all the tech. Here we go.
You're going home, Mom.
And all the room for all of life's firsts. Your first new car is here. The all-new Chevy Trax, starting under $22,000.
When you're on the road, you'll be glad you chose T-Mobile, covering more highway miles with 5G than anyone. And when you're stuck, help will be there soon, because AAA also chose T-Mobile as their wireless partner. See why the companies you trust choose T-Mobile.
In 3 seconds, Janice will win a speedboat.
Hey, now, I want a little lake. Give us a house.
Just contestant of the game, John Dawson from Rockville, Maryland, has won $500 for being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play fast, play home run riches, bases loaded, progressive ticket for a chance to win cash instantly. Play fast, win fast at any MD Lottery retailer. County seat of Cuyahoga County. Here we are in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. Landmark bridges here in the city, the Holt Memorial Bridge with the Guardians of Traffic, which was part of the inspiration when the team changed the name from the Indians to the Guardians a couple of years ago. Kept the font, kept the color scheme, kept the last 5 letters of the name, Cleveland Guardians. Shane Bieber is back out there facing Austin Hayes. And Hayes is late on a fastball at 90. That's about 4 miles per hour lower than where we saw Shane Bieber in his Cy Young year in 2020.
Yeah, velocity, shoulder injury the next year.
This fastball is popped up. Josh Naylor hoping for a play and hoping against hope. Only 28 years old, Shane Bieber, and he has put together an outstanding career, an All-Star twice, 4th, 1st, and 7th place finishes at a Cy Young, and you can see by the color of his mitt, a Gold Glover from a season ago. Questions with Shane Bieber, number 1. how healthy will he be in the future? Number two, where will his future be? He is set to be a free agent after next season. His name has come up in trade discussions, but he was hurt at the deadline this year. Hayes to the right side, Jimenez, the smooth second baseman, throws him out. With Orioles online auctions, you can score exclusive Orioles game-used items from your favorite players. This weekend's auction features a game-used Adley Rutschman jersey and game-used bases. On the day where the Orioles clinch the playoffs on Sunday, bidding closes this Sunday night at 10. Proceeds benefit the O's Charitable Foundation. Bid now at Orioles.com/auction. Here's the hard-hitting Heston Kjerstad. Strike one with a cutter.
Something other than a fastball, which is what Shane Bieber can do when he's on his game.
Down to first from Kjerstad, a rare soft bit of contact. Two groundouts for Bieber in the second.
Well, one thing he can do, as I said, the first inning, when you give up a couple of runs, pitch count goes up, and he's right around 15 pitches per inning. So he could be efficient. But again, a couple of rehab starts. I'm sure he wanted to get back out there before the season ended.
Jordan Westburg walked and struck out in his two at-bats yesterday. The walk took 13 pitches against Cleveland starter Hunter Gaddis in the third last night. Gaddis went only 3 innings up from AAA. Guardians used 5 relievers in the game. So neither team's bullpen is in pristine shape into tonight. Orioles using 5 relievers as well.
Gaddis took one off the kneecap, somewhere in the lower leg. Listening to Terry Francona talk about, coming up, I mean, almost like an opener, even though they wanted him to go a little bit longer. He said, Carl wants to big train as a pitching coach. He goes, Carl wants to adopt him. Terry Francona, one of the good guys. Great manager.
Terry's dealt with myriad health issues the last couple of years, and so this is going to be it for him. He hasn't officially announced his retirement, but he has basically said he's retiring. And as Westbrook chases a curveball in the dirt, Naylor gets to it a little bit late and throws to his brother to complete the out of the 1-2-3 inning for Shane Bieber.
No problem. With 5 driveways, road makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Road. Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on a Road Platinum, or get a low $369 per month lease on Road.
I love to drive. It's my me time. Nothing can ruin it, except for a car breakdown. That's why I call CarShield. CarShield has plans that help cover major parts and systems for out-of-warranty vehicles. So when they break down, you're not the one stuck with the bill. Do yourself a favor and call CarShield to get America's most trusted auto protection before your car breaks down.
Click or call now to save on expensive auto repairs before your car breaks down.
Kohl's has outfits and deals for family picture day and any fall day. Like girls' jeans for $24.99, women's flannels for $20.
Leading Toronto 1-0. Harold Ramirez singled in Randy Rosarena in the first. So here's a little magic number, man. The O's magic number is 7. They go 7-2, they win the division. If they go 6-3, the Rays have to win out. But if the Orioles go 5-4 or 4-5, their odds are still good. Tampa Bay would have to be very, very good down the stretch to win. You can see the remaining schedules more difficult on paper for Tampa Bay. 6 of the Rays' final 8 games will be against Toronto. Then they will go to Boston for 2. The Orioles have 3 more here in Cleveland, 2 against the Nats, and then 4 at home against the Red Sox. Will Brennan slices one the other way, left center field, another capper for Cleveland. Brennan on his horse to second, and Brennan, who does not have a lot of extra base hits into second, only his 29th extra base hit in 133 games. He doubles against Dean Kramer.
Now take a look, and it's just a fastball away. It's where you're supposed to hit it. Use the whole field. Run it up the gap. If you knows it's going to get between the left fielder and the center field. I think Bo Naylor can either get him in or over. When you don't score a lot of runs, that's your job.
Younger brother of first baseman Josh. Takes ball 1. 23 pitches in the first from Dean Kramer. Jim, what did you see?
Just, a couple of bad pitches. Under curveball to Quan. Naylor hit a good pitch. Hit it to left field. Solved it.
That's down the right field line on foul from Bo Naylor.
Then hung a change up to Calhoun. And then got 2 strikes right there behind Jimenez and threw another hanging changeup to get a sacrifice 5. There's your 2 runs. So it wasn't an inning where he made a lot of good pitches and got unlucky. So, what do? You try to make good pitches. It's usually what he's able to do.
Left side, a floating line drive right to Ramon. Birdland come to Camden Yards next weekend for Fan Appreciation Weekend. The series begins Thursday. Fan Appreciation Weekend kicks off Friday the 29th through Sunday the 1st as the Orioles host the Red Sox to close the regular season. 3-game activities, music giveaways, and more all weekend long. Buy your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets. Still some regular season tickets available. Postseason tickets went like hotcakes when they were on sale a couple of days ago. As the Orioles prepare to host some postseason games, they'll either start in a wild card series or the American League Division Series, and they will host the series either way. Miles Straw, 9-hitter, takes strike 2. First postseason bid is secured for Brandon Hyde, who is reaching a big round number today, his 700th game as Oriole manager. Believe it or not, Brandon should pass Hank Bauer next year for the 4th most games managed in Orioles history.
Yeah, he'd like to do what Hank did back in '66, which is win the championship.
Hank managed 726 regular season games behind Paul Richards, Buck Showalter, and of course Earl. Center field base hit for Straw, one of the weakest hitters in baseball. Lines one up the middle, makes his throw to the plate, is short and to the left. And Miles Straw, a player who is 37% below league average, puts the Guardians in front.
Well, Quan started it off. He's going to come to the plate now. Hit a hanging curveball for a base hit. Check it right down the middle. Slaps it back up the middle. The Orioles are very lucky because they don't hit the cutoff yet. But Straw with great speed doesn't get into scoring position.
29th RBI for Straw, 498 trips to the plate, and he can run. So the first time through, the Guardians go 5 for 8 with a sacrifice fly against Kramer.
Yeah, the one thing about Dean, he's been very, very consistent, but when he gets in trouble a couple of starts ago, that was the case in St. Louis, he gets, instead of throwing over his front side, he creates arm speed by actually rotating his body. So if you get a little bit tired, you rotate your body, and if you're not really in sync, the ball flattens out. I mean, we just look at all the pitches today, and they've all been up. You know, curveball usually has really good spin rate, not so much so far. And there are some times where you just feel I just cannot stay closed. I can't stay closed. But he has a, we were taught to throw like a Ferris wheel over the front side. He's more like a merry-go-round. So if he gets out of sync, stuff flattens up.
Let's take one more look at what you're saying with the merry-go-round here.
I mean, he has a good windup, and the stuff is good. He's got 5 pitches or so to choose from. I mean, if you look at the batting average, his own curveball, which is unusual because coming to the minor leagues, that was his calling card. He got nobody from him. They tried the sweeper early in the years, but that wasn't going to work.
2-2 for Quan. Who gets one sharply, gets it left center field, and Hicks bobbles it. It's picked up by Hayes. There goes Strawn at third, and he stopped right there. Boy, the Guardians are just hitting one gapper after another. Stephen Quan is 2 for 2. It's second and third, 1 out, 1 in a 3-2 game.
Yeah, Ramirez, I mean, Jose's going to come to the plate, so you take a look. I mean, here's another hanging changeup. There are nights when you just don't finish your pitches. So far, this is one for Dean Kremer. I mean, just think about it. This team is Chris Holt's going to come out and talk to me. This team doesn't swing through a lot of pitches. They just try to hit the ball back up the middle, and they've been doing that all night. We're only in the second inning. And as Brandon Hyde said, if Kremer doesn't pitch well, who am I going to pitch? I guess we may have to see.
Well, this is one of the worst offensive teams in the league, and yet they put up 22 runs in 3 games at Oriole Park earlier this year. 1, 2, 3 in that series.
Well, they won 5-0, lost 8-5, and then got 17 hits and 12 runs. And when they came in, Rick Manning, who I used to pitch again, does television. He said, "No, we're not hitting." That was not the case.
So here is Ramirez. Infield is in for one of the league's most fearsome hitters. And Kremer misses with ball 1. Again, the numbers are very poor for Cleveland, but when they get the leadoff man on and when they can get the line moving and these contact hitters up, all of a sudden, without a ball that gets over anybody's head, they can put up 2, 3, 4 runs in a hurry. Ramirez, big swing and a cutter.
Yeah, the new rules in 2023. You're down 3-2, you got one of the best hitters, and you play the infield. And that's an analytical decision. Let's see if it pays off. In my area, you go, we got to play back. You give up a run, we're only down by 2. You play in, it's a little looper, it's a ball sharper, you don't get it, and then all of a sudden 3-2 is 5-2.
Rolling down at 2-1 for Ramirez. Who swings and misses, and Rushman nearly throws it away at third. What a play by Urias to save a run.
Yeah, stand throw, and then, of course, you don't want to be throwing it into the runner, otherwise they'll get the left field. And then there's what you were talking about, Urias. Great angle right here. I mean, he's actually throwing it to where he was.
2-2. Oh, a changeup off the plate.
Yeah, a lot of changeups today. Maybe not feeling good about the cutter. The cut fastball is His lowest batting average pitch at 228, even though 10 home runs on that pitch.
Popped out of play, still 3-2.
You get an idea. I mean, they still will chase out of the zone, but they don't chase and swing through balls. And I think that has a lot to do with the approach. Of course, Ramirez, as we mentioned, he's got 24 home runs. He does not take soft swings.
7 pitch to Ramirez, 3-2. And he swings and misses, strike 3.
Well, there's a really good changeup. Right when you need it. How did I swing through that? Well, it was in a good location. It had good. Watch this ball move. Great life, right on the corner.
The third toughest hitter to strike out in the majors, Jose Ramirez, just went down with runners at second and third, 1 out. And now ball 1 to Josh Naylor.
Who singled his first time up on a 2-strike pitch that was up and in. Really nice approach. I mean, this is their guy with runners at scoring position, coming in at 358. Just a lot of changeups in the middle of the plate, and this guy's got some serious power.
Naylor's driven in, and I know RBIs are a flawed statistic based on who's on base in front of you, but he's driven in 94 runs in 113 games. That is overwhelming production. Shakes his one up and away, 1-2.
It had some oblique problems, so he doesn't have as many at-bats coming in with 423 at-bats. Juan with over 600.
Dick Kramer has given up the lead, but if he can get out of this jam with only 1 run against in a second, it may feel like he saved his start for the time being. 1-2. But the last thing Brandon Hyde needed was a high pitch count from the starter, and this is going to be 49 in 2 innings.
And in a normal game, he'd be about 32 for 2 innings, 16 an inning. There's the good cutter. So ideally, you'd like to throw that pitch at 2-2, get him off the plate, and then come back with a changeup or something right on the outside corner. Let's see if he does that. Go Calhoun, so who's already doubled.
Close on 3-2. Kramer walks Naylor. Bases loaded for Calhoun.
I think it's almost like a pitcher. You make a pitch, well, pick a guy that's at 130 and throw a change up in the middle of the plate, he doubles, don't make that mistake. Maybe I get him out. The other guy's hitting 358. It's a calculated risk, but I think it's one sometimes it'll work.
.50 pitches in 2 innings, and here is Calhoun with an RBI double on his ledger. And another high fastball miss.
Yeah, see how flat this stuff is tonight? Again, he's going left, and when he was talking about it after the game against the Cardinals, when you rotate too much, you not only does your front shoulder open up, your arm drops. So everything doesn't have the same spin rate. Just underneath it. Now all of a sudden, what do? Bases loaded, you're down 3-2, you got to throw a ball. I mean, you really have to throw a ball from the middle of the plate. Hope it doesn't go there.
Career high innings pitched for Kramer, 65 2/3 now. That is a high strike on a cut.
Nice pitch. Get you back into the kid a little bit.
Calhoun got a 2-1 changeup. Batched it down the line for a double in the first.
And he's going to take a little stroll, not even close. And Brandon Hyde just hoping that he can get out of this inning.
That's number 32 of the inning. In the air left side and foul.
Yeah, the Orioles have used so many relievers. They're going to send out on 9-13, so unless there's an injury, he can't come back for 15 games. Baker on 9-16, he can't come back for 15 days. Grable 9-12, Vespi 9-14. So they don't have really a long man in the bullpen. Unless it's going to be Tyler Wells, who was just called up.
No pitch in 2 days ago. Start the merry-go-round. Straw, Quan, and Naylor will run on 3-2. And strike 3, swinging a high fastball, and Calhoun chased it. Cleveland gets one and only one.
To combat the skyrocketing cost of car repairs, you need every advantage you can get. Your out-of-warranty vehicle could cost you thousands when it breaks down, unless you get the Car Shield Advantage. That's the power to protect yourself from expensive repair bills. Just call Car Shield before your car breaks down. Your out-of-warranty car needs protection through Car Shield, because with so many moving parts, a breakdown is going to happen.
Click or call now to save on expensive auto repairs before your car breaks down.
We love our house.
It's on a great block, tree-lined streets.
The neighbors are observant.
That beautiful looking man in the number 22 jersey is celebrating his 60th anniversary with the Orioles organization. And next Friday, we are honoring Jim Palmer in a special pregame ceremony as he celebrates 60 years with the organization and a list of accomplishments that could take us the rest of the game to fill. We are indeed 60th anniversary, 60 years for the Orioles next Friday.
I guess I'll have to be there then.
I guess you will. I hope you were planning on being
I'm
there.
going to send Ben down to do whatever, especially if I have to throw out the pitch.
Well, congratulations. 60th anniversary with the organization, 268 games, 3 Cy Youngs, and beyond that, you've been such an incredible broadcast partner and friend to so many of us through the years. So
Thank you. Really appreciate that. And thank the Angelos family. And I'm not sure it's warranted. But
I think it is. I
I'll show
think
up.
60s warranted.
I'll definitely show up.
In case you were thinking about maybe just mailing that to you and then we've been in like we are going to wrestle you down.
At least I didn't show you what on Saturday because that's a Fox game.
So you can do whatever you
So,
want.
yeah, make sure it's. Of course, you got to go to the ballpark, especially down the stretch, like the way the Orioles are playing.
Motorius, the batter here against Shane Bieber. And that ball driven the other way, right center field by Urias. Hit deep off the very top of the wall. Ball racing around second as the ball kicked away from Brennan, and it's a leadoff triple to the Oriole third.
You know, it's amazing that when we got to the ballpark, the wind was really gusting from right to left, so you figured there's no way in the world that this ball is not going to get held up by the wind. And he smokes this ball. I mean, it's really the farthest part of this ballpark, and Strunk can go get him. Won a Gold Glove last year, and then you get the Carroll. Here comes Brennan, and then Urias really reads it well. It's exactly where you want to be with nobody out at third base.
His third triple of the year. Henderson, fair ball, pass to front infield. How do you like that? Right down the line and right. Henderson will hold up at second. And the Orioles have extra base hits on back-to-back pitches. And 3 runs isn't going to be enough to do it tonight.
Well, you want to play your infield in a 3-2 lead with nobody out in the third inning. Go ahead. Now, I don't know if he catches this ball. Naylor's a pretty good first baseman. He catches this ball. He goes right over that. You can't believe it. You can see him hopping around. So here's your tying run, 3-3, and then Dunn Henderson with nobody out.
So, maybe 28 doubles for Gunner, 64 extra base hits in his rookie year. And Shane Bieber in some trouble here in the third as he throws a strike to Rutschman.
Well, triple-double. Maybe the Orioles get it for a cycle here in the third.
Maybe.
I said they're going to win. The Orioles are going to win 8-5. That's my prediction.
Okay. Rutschman right back to Bieber. He'll put a dart on Henderson. He'll throw it away. Big mistake by the Gold Glover Bieber. Away with throw, and Henderson dusts himself off and comes in to score. And the Orioles, just like that, are back on top 4-3.
That doesn't happen a whole lot. They didn't win the Gold Glove last year. In fact, he's got it on because that was the arm. It had nothing to do with the glove. So, you know, obviously, if you're a good fielding pitcher, and Bieber is, and Shane can pick it right here, you catch it, you got the lead runner, but you're throwing into the middle. And Ramirez has to reach into Henderson, who's a big guy, and you can hear him thundering as he comes into third. Throws it away.
Fielder's choice E1. Orioles' first 3 have reached here in the third, and now Santander in search of another RBI.
He needs to get Henderson. The ground ball right side, get him in, get him over, make them play their infield in with O'Hearn, who's got the best batting average of runners in scoring position. And that's how you score the 8 runs that I predicted tonight.
Halfway to the ball. And spiked another wild pitch. Bieber's second of the game, and Rutschman takes third.
That's all part of the game plan. Arrows, doubles, triples, wild pitches. It's in the cards. Miller can't catch it.
So you didn't get to 60 years without knowing a thing or two about the game plan.
That's why we're having this ceremony. We're having on Friday night.
Santander smashes it right through the middle. Out the box for a base hit, and it is a 3-run third with out and out. Anthony Santander, 2 at-bats and 2 RBI hits. It's 5-3 Birds.
Once again, play the infield in, try to cut off a run. If you hit the ball hard, which Anthony does, easier to get it through the field. Extra velocity, such a big part of hitting. Right here, not a bad pitch. Slaps it back up the middle. You're playing in, so you lose your range. You're up the middle. So not only do the Orioles get that 5th run, they have Anthony Santander for O'Hearn. He is not an easy touch this year. Talking about having a great year.
O'Hearn hits Bieber very well. Saw him a lot with Kansas City. 6 out of 18 now, 3 extra base hits career against Shane Bieber. Go back to Ryan O'Hearn's last 21 games overall. He's driven in 20. His batting average is .355. He is barely walking, but he is seriously hitting. And he is pretty close to a walk right now.
Well, Bieber is not an easy touch either. I mean, he came into this game, and yeah, he's coming off elbow problems, only a couple of rehabs, but 59 and 32 with an ERA a little bit over 3.25 a game.
Three pitches off the plate. Ryan O'Hearn's got a 4-pitch walk, and the first 5 Orioles have reached base in the third.
And Carl Willis, longtime pitching coach, on a couple of occasions going to come out and have a discussion.
You want to hear something crazy about that walk by Ryan O'Hearn? That is his first since. I know you didn't answer. I just went ahead. Sorry.
I was it's in trouble.
It's his first walk since August 15th. And in that time span, he's only dropped 3 points and on base, and his average has gone up by 9 points.
Well, Kevin, when you get 2 to 3 hits every night, that's pretty good. He's not going
Why walk? But O'Hearn with his 14th walk of the year, and the Orioles have runners at first and second.
That is an amazing factor, because you would think that you would be pitching around it on occasion.
Well, here's what the Orioles have done in their last 11 games. We've found this commonality in the wins and the losses. It's not just a difference; it's a big difference.
Yeah, and that's, they've got 5 and 6 in those 11 games when we were kind of talking about that, and of course they're the best team in baseball collectively. And it's not that they can't hit home runs. In Houston, they hit 4 on Tuesday night. The 3-run home run by Mullins that turned the game around on Monday. But over the course of this year, it's all been about getting clutch hitting.
And they are 2 for 4 tonight with runners in scoring position with a 1-1 count on Aaron Hicks. Now, this is not just somebody throwing for fun. Nick Sandlin is up for real in the Cleveland bullpen. Hicks ground ball to second base. Hit slowly. There's 1, and there is 2. Jimenez Arias Naylor. And the Guardians get what they needed. 2 outs on 1 pitch as Santander takes third.
Yeah, that's a huge job. If you're Shane Bieber, number 1 on your signing on the Orioles, you're coming off an elbow injury, but if you get 2 outs with 1 pitch, you've kind of paid attention. Dean Kramer is not as sharp, even though he got out of the last inning as he normally is. You're very much still in this game. Only the 3rd inning.
Ball in the hand of Bieber, and the bat is in the hands of Hayes with 2 out. Austin Hayes chases 1 in the dirt.
Well, that's his best pitch. 165 on the slide. And we told you about 5 starts, 7 innings or more, 11 strikeouts when he's healthy. It wasn't the case in May when the Orioles got 7 runs off him. That's the definitive pitch. That's his signature pitch. The slider from righty to righty.
When Shane Bieber was winning the Cy Young in 2020, the slider curveball combination was so strong. And those are still his best 2 pitches statistically.
A little bit like Kyle Bradish's name, is it?
Mm-hmm.
And 91. Not going to light up the radar gun, but long away fastballs gets him out of the innings. Orioles up 5 and 3.
Up on the road? No problem. With 5 drive modes, Road makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Road. Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Road Platinum, or get a low $369 per month lease on road.
Travis, did you know you can get this season's COVID-19 shot when you get your flu shot?
Oh, 2 things at once.
2 things at once! 2 things at once!
How about the 2 things at once?
Now back to 2 things at once.
2 things at once. It's not 2 things at once.
Travis, ask about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
We love our house.
It's on a great block, tree-lined street.
The neighbors are observant.
And we're back at the Sullivan house.
It's lawn day, Sheila, and the leaves are finally up.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Nothing but air.
I hate to see that.
Geico. Bundling made easy.
Do you really want to go through with this?
Absolutely.
You've always stood up for what you believed in, but this?
What could mean more than this? So, Mom, what do you think?
Under the favorite at -125. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. New customers can bet 5, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Use promo code DIAMOND when you sign up. Kevin Brown in the Hall of Famer, the man that Reggie Jackson calls Diamond. Jim Palmer, Diamond Jim, Brett Hollander with us as well. Our massive crew. We're here in Cleveland.
Big Brett. Oh, that's Big Ben. There we go. Oops. Baltimore Brett. That's what we call it.
Baltimore Brett, is that what we call him?
Baltimore Brett. It's a Big Ben.
I'm not aware of the nickname we previously had. So, Baltimore Brett, that could be in the running. I mean, Brett is a nickname of sorts itself.
No, it's not his real name.
Stick around to second off the bat in a minute.
It's my real name. It's just my middle
It's
name.
your real
Always
name.
gone by.
What is your first name?
It's William Jim. James, I should say. Sorry.
William Brett Hollander.
For whatever reason, my parents from day one called me Brett. And I used to hate the first day of school when attendance would be taken. And I had to explain this every first day of school.
William, is
It's a
William
William here.
Hollander there?
Have you ever considered going by W.B. Hollander?
Sure.
The offices of W.B. Hollander will see you now.
It does sound a bit pretentious.
Well, that's why it'd be perfect. Sorry.
It's too good, Jim.
Yeah, just kidding. I'm very disappointed. I thought we were going to get our 8 runs right there in that inning and exited a double play, so I'm a little disappointed. We're just joshing, Willie.
That's my brother used to tease me, so nothing's changed.
Your brother, Jim Palmer, basically the same person.
One and the same. I was going to be, for my on-air name, Bill Brett. That's just perfect alliteration of two first names.
Bill Brett, like this.
That's going to help your prediction on the other end.
Yeah.
2 runouts a second.
I have faith in Dean Kramer. I figured, okay, he made enough bad pitches in the first inning to get it out of his system. And we saw, we go back and a lot of times you can't. Sometimes you just make bad pitches. If they're making contact, that kind of stuff happens. But at the end of the day, he's really had a good year. He's given a lot of innings. And when they needed a big clutch game, like against Tampa Bay, one run them, games they needed to win.
Strike to Will Brennan. He's thrown 6 pitches in the inning. Have all been strikes. There's the first ball outside to Brennan, who doubled and scored in the second. Cleveland with 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Baltimore 2 in the first, 3 in the third. By the way, the Blue Jays have just put together a nice little 6th inning. Whoa, it's 4-1. I was just going to say 3-1, and the Blue Jays apparently just taking a 4-1 lead with the bases loaded at the top.
Well, they need to win too. They want to get into the wild card. So
we all love Canada this weekend more than ever.
Oh.
Just not when Bo and Josh Naylor, who are Canadian, are concerned.
Well, we like him.
Yeah, he does something that's
Bo's in the big leagues. Naylor's having a great year.
Is 7. That's a combination of Orioles wins and Rays losses. Orioles could do it themselves. They could win out 4-1 or 7-2. But it's 7 Orioles wins plus Rays losses. So there's a long, long way to go. But if the O's win and the Rays lose tonight, that number drops to 5. This one dug out, fouled away by Brennan.
Well, everybody, Brendan, everybody's aware that whether you're an Oriole fan or you're playing for them, you're coaching, that it's not imperative, but you get to set up your pitching rotation. You get to have 5 days off between if you win your division. If you have to be a wild card, you're not much help to. So win the division. You know, it's not like Tampa's not a good team. I mean, they started out 20-3. They were 40-18 the first 58 games, and had a bunch of injuries. Lost 3 starters, Tommy John. So they hung in there. And I thought everybody was really complimentary, whether it was Kevin Cash or Brandon Hyde. Everybody, if you play a team like the Rays, you know they're a very good team, and they know that the Orioles are very good. Everybody talks when you come into a city about how well the Orioles are playing.
Brennan is a real pain in the neck right now. He's fouled off 5 2-strike pitches, and he is spoiling what looked like it was going to be a quick inning for Kramer, who's now up to 70 pitches.
Well, that's primarily the first 2 innings. I mean, this inning he's been very efficient. The quality of the pitches has totally changed. Back to being Dean Kramer.
10th pitch. This one is put into fair territory, and Arias throws it out on the run. So Dean Kramer does only throw 15 pitches in a shutdown third.
We're gonna breathe. Yep, just breathe. You and me breathing together. If you can control your breathing, you can control your run.
Welcome to Casey's Country, where we start each day with pizza. People wave to their neighbors and eat pizza for breakfast. It is here. Kids start their day like they've always wanted, with breakfast pizza, where people mow their lawns and have that breakfast soda.
This is my breakfast.
So wake up in Casey's Country, where pizza is breakfast. Make pizza and soda your breakfast for just $4.
To combat the skyrocketing cost of car repairs, you need every advantage you can get. Your out-of-warranty vehicle could cost you thousands when it breaks down, unless you get the Car Shield Advantage. That's the power to protect yourself from expensive repair bills. Just call Car Shield before your car breaks down. Your out-of-warranty car needs protection through Car Shield, because with so many moving parts, a breakdown is going to happen.
Click or call now to save on expensive auto repairs before your car breaks down. Bosch tools are built for workers. Bosch's powerful hammer drill has kickback control to help work go more smoothly.
We're area Toyota dealers for legendary safety and reliability. Choose Toyota, and let's go places. 3 innings down in Cleveland. It's been another long game. The Orioles are not exactly racing through these games with a pitch clock, but they are winning this game 5-3. Yesterday they played 3 hours and 11 minutes, lost 5-2. So this game already with more total runs. Shane Bieber's pitch count we think will curve at about 80 tonight. It's a 56 here. First start back in the big league since July the 9th. He's 1-1 on Heston Kjerstad. Bieber made 2 rehab starts, 3 2/3 with the AAA Columbus Clippers Sunday through 64 pitches. Walked 3 in that game, struck out 7 against the Toledo Mudhens, and now here he is pitching against the American League Best Orioles. Kjerstad. Got a pinch hit single in the 8th last night. Heston is still looking for his first big league walks, 5 for 19. And he probably would have had it there.
Yeah, but aggressive and he would cover. But you talked about and that's the Crawford boxes. Really just kind of hit a fly ball. Not bad one. I mean, good cutter and smoking.
This one high in the air, hit the other way as well, driving strong the warning track, and Kjerstad flies out. 99 off the back, a little too much elevation. 2024 Birdland memberships are on sale now. As fans, limited access remaining. Receive access to postseason tickets. Benefits including an increased discount on concessions and merchandise up to 30% off Birdland rewards and more. Plan Flex or reserve Birdland membership at Orioles.com/membership. Jordan Westbrook on the first pitch. This is driven the other way, and Straw, the Gold Glover, settles under a couple of long outs. People figures, well, if I could do that again, I'll get into the fifth, maybe sixth inning. Marias triple foul ball. I'm still amazed with the way the wind's blowing that he was able to get it over Straw's head. The ball, I mean, really must have been hit short off the wall in right center field. Looks like a good year getting on base. 331 on base percentage. The power has certainly dipped. Only 4 home runs this year. That was a ball that nearly left it. Nearly left the ER, hitting right off the very top of the fence. After 16 home runs a year ago, that number has gone down. The master, when he's on his game, just pitching a little bit out of his zone. And again, deception and where you pitch, 90 right underneath the letters. Couple of hits already for Gunnar Henderson tonight. Rios strokes one up the middle for his second hit. Well, that's the way to keep an inning alive and get Henderson to the plate. And see just a little break ball, stays up. Ramon having a nice September came in, or triple single came in at 341 in the month of September. 6 hits for the Orioles tonight. Arias with 2. Henderson grounds one right behind him, and Gunner's retired for the first time. Orioles held off the board of the fourth. Dean Kramer told him to do the same to the Guardians.
No problem. With 5 drive modes, road makes this a walk-in park.
Drive the Nissan Road. Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Road Platinum, or get a low $369 per month lease on Road.
I love to drive. It's my me time. Nothing can ruin it, except for a car breakdown. That's why I called CarShield. CarShield has plans that help cover major parts and systems for out-of-warranty vehicles. So when they break down, you're not the one stuck with the bill. Do yourself a favor and call CarShield to get America's most trusted auto protection before your car breaks down.
Click or call now to save on expensive auto repairs before your car breaks down.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
We owe great times to good friends, to the glasses that spark conversation,
to the end.
Club after being optioned at the end of July. That move was made today when Michael Baumann was sent down. It'll be the Orioles bullpen, but you can make a strong case he was the team's best starter in the first half of the season. But Brandon Hyde said today he just ran out of gas after the All-Star break. Now the minor league numbers aren't great, but Tyler Wells said today his stuff has been good and he feels fresh. Kevin and Jim.
Glad to be back. And again, if he's anything like he was first half, or even, the year he was drafted out of Rule 5, he will help this club.
Brandon Hyde said before the game today, Tyler Wells was the major league whip leader for about 2 months and was the Orioles' best starting pitcher for the first 2 months until he faded and Kyle Bradish stepped forward. So Tyler Wells got up to about 96 in the bullpen in AAA.
He was telling us he made a couple of changes with his lower hip area that got him back on top of the ball. He was 6'8", and when he pitched out of the bullpen in 2021, he was throwing 94 to 96.
Naylor takes a changeup line. 3-1 from Dean Kramer after 1-2-3 third, but 71 pitches through 3.
Well, the count, when you have a 2-run lead and you're 3-1, you have to give them a hittable pitch. And you're not able to do it. So they're looking for exactly what they got. Lead off walk.
Most fans smile. It's Friday, brought to you by Dominion National, providing high-value dental and vision benefits for individuals and teamkeepers.com. Enroll today and save. Smile. It's Friday. Got the wearable Maryland Orioles flag, which is being used as some sort of a dancing instrument. Oh, it's sort of okay, is it? No, that is the wearable flag, right? But it's being used as a cape. You can literally put your arms in the sleeves. It's literally it's fantastic art.
So already this inning, he thought that pitch might be a strike. Didn't get the call. But last inning in sync, this inning totally getting out of sync, just like the first 2 innings. He was flattening out, not being able to throw the pitch where he wanted.
Miles Straw.
And then hanging, I don't know if it's a two-seamer or BP fastball.
Straw is a spectacular defensive player. Gold Glover a year ago, 6 assists, hasn't made an error in 148 games. His slugging percentage lower than his on-base percentage, slugging 286. On-base is 289. He has been a really major disappointment for Cleveland hitting. And there is the aforementioned Tyler Wells already getting loose in the 4th. Straw flips one out of play. We were just in Houston. We saw Yair Diaz, awesome young catcher for Houston. Big arm, major bat. Phil Mayton's been an important part of their bullpen. That was a 2-for-1 deal 2 years ago. Straw to the Guardians. And again, defensively, not many that can match what he does, but the bat has just never been there. That's off the corner, 3-2. First he goes, these pitches in the air right field, and Santanier's going to go back to get it. Straw into second. Naylor, who had to retreat, makes it to third.
Well, that's twice he slipped. This is an out turned into, well, it's an error, I would imagine, but if not, either way, second and third, hope it didn't hurt his ribs.
He was grabbing the left ribs. He's got his
left hand on his left side, which is the oblique in that area. No one is leaving the Orioles dugout. And here is Stephen Kwan with runners at second and third, nobody out, and the top of the Guardians order up again.
We got Kwan line drive hitter, not a lot of power, but high outreach with runners in scoring position. Infield back, so they will concede a run.
It is officially an E9. Santander's first error of the year.
Almost got it.
And you're right on, that's twice today. Right in that same area in right field. Takes one just out of the zone. Stephen Kwan tied for fourth in the American League coming into the game in hits. Two more, he's got 168. Kramer needs a big out here. And he counts. Yes. Backdoor cutter to freeze Kwan.
And he doesn't strike out a lot, as you mentioned. He started off the corner, and Steve, Kelly Rutschman, nice job of just holding it there.
Second and third, one out now. Ramirez. Ramirez grounded out to first, struck out swinging. One of the game's biggest RBI producers.
Yeah, we got a note today, 270 bases, 200 home runs on the trout at 2 days.
Jam shot left center field. That's a big set. Ramirez. He's going to score only one. Strawn did not read it well at all. And he holds it third. So a one-run single for Ramirez makes it 5-4.
Well, they can put the ball in play. I don't know what Straw's looking at. I don't know what the outfielders are really running. He does keep the double play.
I think it's a good job. No way he's out of home run.
He doesn't even have to have a good job. Just read the ball and he's a coaster.
Hicks did put up his glove for the partial deke and it fully worked, I suppose. So now Naylor. Kramer's still out there. And ball one to Josh Naylor. Little flare to left to the first, walk at a second. RBI leader on the team with 94. Henderson. A run is in and Ramirez to third. Ramirez is going to hold there. This is just one of those good grief Charlie Brown kind of nights. It's 5-5.
Well, it's sharply, but it's a ball that Gunnar, we've seen him make so many spectacular plays. Go take a look. I mean, you think he's going to jump off. It's off the mound. We saw it. Bridger made a great play. But again, instead of catching it, ball goes off his glove, wrist, somewhere. And they got the game up 5-5. Kramer will have to leave. And not a great defensive inning for the O's here in the fourth at Cleveland.
2024 Chevy Trax with all the tech. Here we go.
You're going home, Mom.
And all the room for all of life's firsts. Your first new car is here. The all-new Chevy Trax, starting under $22,000.
Kohl's has outfits and deals for family picture day and any fall day. Like girls' jeans for $24.99.
4D Kramer struggled early, settled down in the third this inning, a couple of errors, so he will lead the game. And now time for a start. Health cheap change, easy access to the St. Clair the Orioles trusted. Visit the MedStarHealth.org to find care now. A frustrating night. Didn't have your best stuff. Tyler Wells, AAA Norfolk, comes in, and those are the numbers. You mentioned it's spectacular. And the rough outing against, you talk about three outings. All of them was against the Yankees. Stanton and Judge hit home runs. Chris Stanton's got over 400 home runs, and Judge broke the American League record. So, trying to get out of harm's way here in the fourth inning against Cole Calhoun.
First pitch swinging, Calhoun to the right, side top air, fair territory makes the catch. Ramirez is going to jog in from third, and the Guardians have the lead on a sac fly by Calhoun. His second RBI of the game, and the plays on swings back in favor of the Clevelanders, who lead 6-5.
Yeah, a little cutter. Boy, it's great to be able to make it out. That's exactly what he does. He's looking for a ball to get in the air, and he does.
RBI double and a sac fly for Calhoun. All one blocked nicely by Rutschman. Lest we forget, Tyler Wells' first 18 games was one of the best starting pitchers in the majors in terms of not allowing base runners, really surviving solo homers. 3.18 ERA. He wore down in the next three, a lot of walks. The Orioles saw signs of fatigue. ERA in the minors was 5.52. He was throwing partly concerned. I thought the velocity was good in the minors as he got further and further in his outing. And Wells not always concerned with statistics, more concerned with the pitch quality and how he felt bouncing back after outings. He pitched 2 days ago. He's here in the fourth inning in a one-run game. And he blows a fastball at 93 past Jimenez.
Yeah, he's able to because of his size. He's 6'8". Throws the ball downhill. Very unique release work. And we saw him pitch at 92, 93 all year long until he got tired. He's as good as anybody. Lowest gets walks against.
Jimenez on the right field. A busy night for Santana. Cleveland gets 3 runs in the inning. 1 hit, 2 errors. Guardians back in front.
No problem.
There's 5 drive modes. Building exists a walk-in park.
Drive the Nissan Road. Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Road Platinum, or get a low $369 per month lease on road.
To combat the skyrocketing cost of car repairs, you need every advantage you can get. Your out-of-warranty vehicle could cost you thousands when it breaks down, unless you get the Car Shield Advantage. That's the power to protect yourself from expensive repair bills. Just call Car Shield before your car breaks down. Your out-of-warranty car needs protection through Car Shield, because with so many moving parts, a breakdown is going to happen.
Click or call now to save on expensive auto repairs before your car breaks down.
Travis, did you know you can get this season's COVID-19 shot when you get your flu shot?
Oh, 2 things at once.
2 things at once! 2 things at once!
I'll have 2 things at once.
Now back to
two things at once.
Two things at once.
It's not two things at once.
Mom.
Travis, ask about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
We love our house.
It's on a great block, tree-lined streets.
The neighbors are observant.
And we're back at the Sullivan house.
Yes.
Throws it into the runner. Here's tries to get hurt and also falling off. At least briefly take the lead, 5-3.
And Adley Rutschman will try to give the Orioles the lead back. They led 2-0, trailed 3-2, led 5-3, trailed 6-5. Cleveland's got a new catcher in David Fry. A Naylor out of the game after walking in the fourth inning and scoring on a Jose Rivera single. Rutschman, Santander, and O'Hearn. Bieber not much longer for this game. In his return from some right forearm irritation and some right elbow inflammation. Pitch count was thought to be around 80. And that's low for ball 3 to Rutschman. Final line for Kramer, by the way, hit 3 in the third at 7 hits, 6 runs, 3 earned, walked 2, struck out 3 after 2 errors in the fourth inning. Driven away by Rutschman. That ball is hot. That ball is out toward the 19-foot wall. That ball is not quite to it as Miles Straw makes the catch with his toes against the fence. Adley 0 for 3. Home to some of the best beaches in the world. Find your piece of paradise on Florida's Gulf Coast. Plan now at visitsarasota.com.
Culture, restaurants, spring training, Sarasota.
It's like a promo right after a promo.
Well, that's going for more than just the beaches, but it's fun. The golf.
Wonderful at Smith Stadium where the Orioles play their spring training ball.
Idyllic way to spend part of March.
It's a fastball by Santander, 1-2. Fans who love the fly ball in the outfield.
A little souvenir in their lap.
Not going to get it there. Strike 3. Santander retired for the first time.
Well, good breaking ball, good curve ball. 6-3. The master, when he's healthy, changing speeds.
Hearn sees ball 1. This is going to be the idiot pitch for Bieber right at or around his limit. There is still action in the Cleveland bullpen. Hearn swinging away, bounces 1 to first. Shane Bieber's going to get through 5 with a chance to win this game despite giving up 5 runs. 6-5 Cleveland.
I love to drive. It's my me time. Nothing can ruin it, except for a car breakdown. That's why I called CarShield. CarShield has plans that help cover major parts and systems for out-of-warranty vehicles. So when they break down, you're not the one stuck with the bill. Do yourself a favor and call CarShield to get America's most trusted auto protection before your car breaks down.
Click or call now to save on expensive auto repairs before your car breaks down.
That crossed out. I tell you what's crushing phone offers that lock you into a 3-year device contract. T-Mobile's new and existing customers always get the same great phone deals and upgrade ready in 2 years versus 3.
That's true. Upgraded 2 years versus 3 with T-Mobile.
Jameson, a smooth triple distilled whiskey knows when people
Guess you're gonna be there.
just get you. That's when this spark just happens. So pull up a chair. There's always a seat for you at the table. Jameson, widen the circle.
Subway refreshed their ingredients, their menu, and now they're slicing their meats fresh. That's why Legend Subway Series subs are preferred by this channel.
And its future channel. Pros who are talking heads prefer fresh sliced turkey.
And pros who use their heads prefer fresh sliced ham.
More deli meats are preferred by this QB.
And preferred by its old backup QB.
And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. Is this slice as good as your tennis list?
I cannot say that, but yes.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving.
Anthony Santander made a terrific catch on Gabriel Arias for today's Land Rover Defensive Play of the Game, presented by Defender.
That gets the Orioles off the field. Kramer. And then, of course, the don't play too well on the fifth. Or actually the fourth, excuse me. The Guardians take advantage of it.
A rough defensive inning, 2 errors, 3 unearned runs. And Tyler Wells back out there for second relief outing of the year in the big leagues. Relieved Kyle Bradish. Remember that game in Texas where Bradish was hit on the foot in the second inning. Arias, Brennan, and Naylor here. Deke Kramer's last 4 starts now, 17 in the third inning. So he's gone 4 2/3, 4 1/3. 5 innings and now 3 1/3. Today his third shortest start of the year. He's given up 13 runs in those 17 1/3, 10 earned. This ball flatly to Gunnar Henderson. Arias is 0 for 3. Most fans, you can vote Kyle Gibson, the 2023 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One, which recognizes players who best represent the game through extraordinary character, sportsmanship, community involvement, philanthropy, and positive contributions, both on and off the field. Vote today at MLBtogether.com/Clemente21. Solo team guy Kyle Gibson, who is due to start Sunday in the finale of the series. So for Deke Kramer, to the last 4 starts, again, he's averaging a little over 4 innings per start. And the number you always reference, pitches per inning, he's at 21 pitches per inning in that span.
Yeah, and he was right around 15, which is where he was last year.
Well, Brennan with a sky-high flying shortstop. And his 1 for 3.
Yeah, seeing Tyler Wells do what Tyler Wells can do when he's healthy. Which again, he's not gonna light up the radar again. He did that a couple of years ago, his first year when he was a Rule 5 guy. Almost picked him up from the Twins organization for $100,000. That really picked him up. Came up with a changeup, came up with a little bit of a slider. A little bit more velocity than had early this year, but he's big, he's tall, throws strikes. Got the big overhand curveball. He's got 4 pitches. David Fry, who comes in for Bo Naylor.
No word on why Naylor left for the top of the 5th inning, but Fry is in. 229 hitter, 308 on base, does have a little bit of power.
He apparently hurt his hamstring and has really struggled since he came back. And there's your home run swing, but straight up in the air.
Home run in a silo. Fly out of the ballpark. Wells with a quick 1-2-3-5. Boy, do they need that. DraftKings duos, Hicks, Hayes, and Heston. We'll look at the total runs live odds when we return. The DraftKings Sportsbook makes it easy to bet. Download the app and get your bets in now.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Every day, more dog people and more vets are deciding it's time for a fresh approach to pet food. They're quitting the kibble and kicking the cans and feeding their dogs dog food that's actually, well, food. Developed with vets, made from real meat and veggies, portioned for your dog. and delivered right to your door. It's smarter, healthier pet food.
We're gonna breathe. Yep, just breathe. You and me, breathing together. If you can control your breathing, you can control your run.
Are you sure you can handle this?
You know I've always loved technology.
Odds for the over-under total runs and runs in this game. DraftKings is thinking a little more. The over-under is at 14.5. I appreciate your enthusiasm, sir. We do have a promo to read here. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. New customers can bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Use promo code DIAMOND when you sign up. So more runs, those would be necessary for the Orioles to win this game. Cleveland's got 6 of them. The O's have 5, and the Guardians turn to James Karinchak.
It's been up and down. A little bit of problems with the new rules. Maybe a little bit more trouble with the pitch clock earlier in the year. The first violation opening game. Pretty good fastball, big overhand curveball. There it is. Throws it almost 43% of the time.
Shane Bieber out after 5. Not terribly effective, but leaves with the lead. 3 curveballs to start Aaron Hicks.
Well, they got him to bounce into a double play back in the third, and that was huge.
There's a 4th curveball, and that one looked really good. But Esther Sayas said it was not a strike and no swing from Tom Hannigan.
The ball was right down the middle.
Karinchak, very few hits, tons of strikeouts, tons of walks. And that is strike 2 with his first fastball.
And he's got a good fastball. Funky windup. So you have a lot of deception. The key, of course, can you throw no strikes? Orioles hope not.
Here's the line for Shane Bieber. 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. Did finish out strong with scoreless innings in the 4th and 5th. What do you make of his return?
Well, Shane Bieber, he knows how to pitch. Threw the ball away, otherwise.
6-5. Cleveland.
In the last couple of years, as you mentioned, with the Cy Young Award in the year 2020, probably 93 to 94. His time out.
6th inning. Come on in, everybody. Leadoff walk. Here is the link. I put it in both chats so you guys can find it.
Out to second and a strikeout looking tonight for Austin. Well, if he wants to be well, we saw what happens last night.
Hey, Shitty.
For us, we were 4 out of 5 days. The Naylor, a walk, bunch of walks, infield hits, bloopers.
Yeah, pickoff attempt. 6-5 the score, 6th inning. That was the links. I'm going to head out folks. Okay. So yeah, been a good stream.